Guys, it's your girl Sunshine here with another one. Um, this reading, when I asked Spirit what I should do it on, all I heard was, why did I have to go through this? That's what I heard. Why did I have to go through this? I am using the Twinflame Tarot deck, so you're going to see if you can understand why you are on this twin flame journey. Okay. Collaboration. Interesting. So, you being on a journey has to do with collaboration, love, Ace of Cups, imprisonment. Now, what I feel from this card is getting out of imprisonment. This connection is continuing to get you out of imprisonment. Imprisonment. This journey has also been about you being stable, getting stable, having a stable ground. And last card, isolation and aloneness. Now, from this card, what I feel is learning how to be okay with isolation and being alone. So you got collaboration, love, it's the Ace of Cups. Love, getting out of imprisonment, being able to be stable, and learning how to be isolated and alone. I remember the times where I always had to have my phone on me, or I had to have someone over, or whatever I could possibly do to not be alone and alone with my thoughts. Those were years ago. I remember those times, so that's something. What else does the collective need to know in regards to this reading? What are the messages? And why they are in this twin flame journey. I just saw the yes card. And yes, you are in a twin flame journey. Settling. When I said the word settling, I heard not settling. And what I mean by that is, before you met your twin flame, you thought there was a certain level of the type of people out there that you can only have a certain level of love. Like, it could never get to the dream state of which you've always wanted. I just saw triple threes on the clock. Okay? No, if you're new to my channel and you don't know, I always talk about mind, body, and spirit. Getting connection with mind, body, and spirit. It's another thing that that you're on this journey to learn. Which made me lose my train of thought. But settling, back to settling. You know, you thought there was a certain level of men out there or women out there, and it was just like, well, you know, if I keep getting, I want to say like Nancy, or I don't know, another name, Jessica, I don't know a name, but let's just say you keep getting, you know, like David and John, or, you know, different type of people. I'm bad at names, guys. Clearly, I have no names I could say. Anywho, say you've had a certain type repeatedly, over and over and over, and you're like, I've tried the love thing. This is what's out there. You know what? I'm actually better on my own. I'm fine. I'm cool. I don't even deuces. And then your twin flame came around and it did. It lit this flame inside of you, and it made you see things that you didn't know existed. Like, it was just like, so I can really have the fairy tale partner that I've always dreamt about. Like, that exists. What? Now, the other things that you had to learn in regards to this journey. So let's see. Marrying partner, inner child, soulmate. Answer is yes. Victim. So I mentioned this before. Answer is yes. You are in the twin flame journey. You have also been learning about pride and ego. You know, identifying when your pride and ego is telling you to do something and it's not really what your heart is actually desiring, because you get so pride and ego, it comes from things from your past that trigger it and make you react in a certain way that you normally would have reacted. It's just, it's pretty much like a safety mechanism. It's like your survival mode, and you, on this journey, you were meant to learn and master your pride and ego. Now, in regards to victim, there was a certain time, or it's coming out still, in your life where you played victim mode. Like, why me? Why? And then there was a point when you were just like, it has to be me. It's only me. How could it not be me? I remember the stages before that. That's very interesting. This journey is also to understand that you had to have a karmic partner in order to recognize someone that is your divine significant partner. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't go through the chaos and the drama and the headache with homeboy or homegirl over here, when you met your soulmate, you wouldn't have valued and appreciated this person, this entity, this connection as much as you do now. Because it's pretty much like, if you don't know what is bad, how do you know what's really good, right? You have to have a taste of both to understand what it truly is. And this person made you understand what kind of love you are capable of having in this lifetime. It's actually a pretty beautiful thing, to be honest. This also helped you work on your inner child, okay? There's wounds that you've had from young age, and this connection helped you understand some of it. You may not understand all of it. You're probably still on your journey, right? But it did unlock the awareness of it. The actual awareness of it. Now they're like, yeah, I know it's back there. It's, you know, it's in the kana. But really, this made you kind of confront some of the things, or going through the process of cleaning up, like, you know, just seeing things that you didn't even know that was there. It was just like, no, I dealt with that subject. And it's like, you went back and you're like, oh snap, I didn't deal with all of that subject. Now, mirroring is an interesting stage, because when you and your twin, I hope you experienced it, but when you do the same thing, it's kind of a little, it makes you be like, so there's some spiritual thing, like you can feel the bondage, you can feel the connection the more that you do tend to marry each other. I remember there's one time with my twin flame, and he randomly called me and he asked me, oh, what are you doing? And I happened to be helping a friend move, and he's like, no, wait, I just finished helping my friend move. Like, it was just like, when we talked, like, we didn't discuss what we were going to do the day of. So when we talked on the phone, everything that we said, like, the list went on and on and on. I'm not going to bore you with the whole list, but the list went on and on in regards to the things that we were doing the exact same, both parties didn't tell each other nothing, just lived their life, and we were doing the exact same thing. We mirrored each other in the exact same way. It was very interesting, because I knew that it was happening in a sense, but at that moment I actually feels like it was the major one. I was like, okay, I know there's no way you knew exactly what I was doing, and I had no idea what you were gonna do, and it's just, bam, it kind of, everyone has their own type of mirroring that you do, but mirroring was very interesting. It was a very interesting, is still an interesting thing. I don't know if you've gotten your connection and you've had that, but if you haven't, it's coming. If you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, this card, for me as a reader, is all about you learning how to offer your heart, how to give your heart, how to actually give your heart. So depending on where you are in this journey, like, it obviously some of these things may have not happened yet and is going to happen, and some of you have already experienced some of this and you're still going through the process of other little things. So this is about giving your heart, you know, learning to give your heart. Okay, now you got here crossroads. There were times, or probably still is times, when you're like, I should just give up. I should drop it. This shit is crazy. It don't make no sense. What the hell? Yada, 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 yada. And when you got to a crossroads, and every time you stayed on the same path, on the journey, it was you understanding and staying true to what you're really meant to. It's like learning to listen to that inner voice and tap in and know the direction of where you need to go. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to necessarily only be with this connection. It's just like your purpose, your ability, what you are meant to do here. It helps unlock it. That was pretty cool and interesting reading. Ooh. And to leave it off with the last card is healing. This connection was all about you understanding how to heal, how to balance all your chakras, how to be in the entity, in the abundance of who you are. All about your journey. Healing. The more people that heal, the more the planet uplifts. And the higher the vibration of the planet, the more abundance across the world. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. When I first started reading, I was like, I don't know how this is going to go, and yada, yada, yada. But I'm like, okay, I'll trust, and I'll see. And this was pretty cool. This is very interesting. It really did bring back certain times when I remember when these things was like occurring, and it's pretty interesting. Even I didn't even realize that when I set up these cards, I put this last card, soulmate, at the end, getting the fulfillment, I didn't even realize that I did this. You know, you guys coming into union with one another and actually unifying yourself. It's like the first and the last. This is pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, that is so cool. In the crossroads, I didn't even notice that every single arrow is pointing that way, and it actually points to the end. That is pretty interesting. These are still kind of new decks for me, so I'm still learning, like, seeing some of the symbols. But that's dope. That's dope. This is a cool reading. This is a cool reading. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, whether you did or not. It was cool to me. But I hope you guys remember to set every day with a positive intention. See through the eyes of love by sharing your love and light. I do wish you so much peace, abundance, clarity, and love in your life in regards to the journey and the path that you're currently on. May you have the strength and the wisdom and the guidance to get through whatever you're going through, whatever you need. When you least have hope, let there just be a spark of inspiration that ignites you and lifts you up, that you can get through whatever you need to get through in that moment. It's your girl, Sunshine. Until next time, deuces.